Good evening. My name is Harry Jones. You and I have been in a relationship, a somewhat dysfunctional relationship, for quite some time. I've represented Joelle Ogletree since 2002, which makes that one of the longest representations for an individual in my career. I practiced for 20 years almost up in Dallas, Texas, and I have worked with a lot of school districts in the guise of sitting in that chair or that chair. Rockwell, Reno, Richardson, Frisco, Grand Prairie, on and on and on. I have great respect for the work you do on board. I know that you have to come into a situation like this only seeing snippets and parts of it. I'm here to talk tonight on behalf of Joelle Ogletree and hopefully say a few things that are new, maybe talk to you a different way, maybe see if there's some way that we can find a small territory upon which we can agree. I think it violates persuasive speaking rules to tell you I'm trying to persuade you, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you anyway. I'd like to change some of your minds about this scenario. Not the whole scenario necessarily, but part of it. That's why I'm here tonight. Like I say, I actually work most of the time on behalf of institutions, so I understand that decision-making in institutions is somewhat complicated, to say the least, and that any kind of board can be political. I hope we can all set that aside for a night and just visit about the issue of volunteering, issues of innocence, issues of how we can live together in a small community, and also, quite frankly, as we just got through praying, I'm praying to you. You have the power to listen to me, to hear what I'm saying, and perhaps change your mind and grant clemency and mercy and compassion to someone that's in your community that's asking for it. I brought my son here tonight. I just thought he'd be interested in this proceeding, but I also thought it'd be fun to talk to him on the way down here, since it's quite some drive. And I myself am the son of a missionary, so I grew up from place to place in Africa. And I've always thought that what's interesting is that everyone in the world is pretty similar. Joelle Ogletree, like any mother, wants to be integral in her kids' lives. She wants to be free to join her kids at any point in time in their lives. I suppose one of the great sadnesses of being in prison would be that you couldn't see your kids anytime you wanted. The request she's made is not just as a trained school teacher, which she is, and not just as a licensed school teacher, which she is, but as a mother, and only as a mother, with all that implies. She would like to be able to volunteer in her daughter's school. She's made that request every school year now for 4 years in a row, and each time she is denied. This probably is one of the more painful, it's clearly the most painful part of this entire saga in her life. As you probably know by now, Ms. Ogletree was born, raised here in Glen. She graduated from high school here in 1996, graduated from college, 99, chose to return here and live here, was first licensed at the end of the 90s and maybe the first of 2000. She first taught for y'all in the spring semester of 2000, half days, long-term sub, French. She was hired in the summer of 2000 under Chapter 21, taught French and English, and she was hired again for the second time in August of 2002 to teach French and sponsor a flag corps. Now, we all know, I think, that the end of that contract has spawned litigation, which we are currently still undergoing. Michael Court of Appeals is looking at that contract case for the second time, having reversed a dismissal and then now looking at a summary judgment. And obviously, the circumstances under which she was dismissed from that engagement are partly relevant to this issue. And I say partly because I don't think that we have to continually relitigate and refight and revive things that happened 7, 8 years ago. I think what we should probably remind ourselves at this point in time is that the contract litigation and the discrimination litigation will have its own life. I'm assuming that as a grown-up, Joelle Ogletree has a right to pursue and prosecute a contract claim, and that you don't necessarily like that, but you can respect that, just like you might have many contract issues or disputes with people in your community. Doesn't make you not want them to come to a football game. Doesn't make you not allow them to walk into a school. It probably doesn't even allow, it doesn't make you even question their integrity or their ability to be safe around kids. I think that really what's happening is that a long time ago, back in 2002, 2003, when she was indicted and then underwent what only few of us could probably ever imagine, which is being on trial to determine whether you will ever have the chance to see your kids at all, and have to choose between plea bargains that allow you no jail time, but a profession of guilt when you know you want to fight for innocence. That it's from that situation that rumors and allegations, which may have been in the beginning somewhat innocuous, have become something that stained her ability to work and function and volunteer in this town forever. Watched a movie recently called Doubt, an excellent movie with Meryl Streep, and the character who's a priest is explaining what gossip and rumors can do to people. And he compares it to going on top of your house in the wind, taking a pillow and stabbing it with a knife, taking all those feathers out and just throwing them in the wind, and then attempting to go find all those feathers and put them back. It's that stabbing of a pillow and the feathers flying in the wind is what happens with gossip and rumors.